Chesapeake Bay gleaming in the distance. We are inside M&T Bank Stadium near the Inner Harbor in Baltimore, Maryland. There's a scene a short time ago. The Ravens introduced to this sellout crowd, and through a sea of pyrotechnics, out they came from the tunnel. We're set to go as the Ravens get ready to match up with the Los Angeles Rams. Justin Tucker set to boom this one away. And off we go from M&T Bank Stadium. Play action. It's Kaepernick. He'll buy some time right. Throw right side, going to be caught by Higbee. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion. A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now a run with Akers. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Another good run there. He's been good all season long. I don't know if he's going to win that MVP award, but just to be in the discussion, obviously that means he's had a great run.
The raw numbers put him in the discussion. Can he carry his team to enough victories? Can he put them in a spot where we say to ourselves, well, an MVP carries his team to the playoffs. That's what he's going to need in order to get that award.
Here's a throw dropped off to his fullback. And he's got this down to the 35.
Well, this has certainly been a nice drive with the way they've spread the football around. Here, they even get the fullback involved in the passing game. That's got to cause a lot of consternation on the defensive side. You got to cover him, too. That makes things really difficult.
They'll run on 1st down with Akers. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber who runs like this early, because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
Second down, they'll go with Akers again. And he'll get this one down to about the 27. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2. They'll try and run for this with Akers. And Akers, he is not going to get there. They mark him short of the 1st. He needed 2, he got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4th down and a yard. They'll run. It's Miller. And he is not going anywhere. They stop him for no gain. He needed 2. He barely got back to the line of scrimmage. And this crowd into it early. Their guys stand tall on the opening drive of the football game. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39.
Well, I can certainly tell my age, partner, because when I was a kid, running backs like J.K. Dobbins with over 2,000 yards in their final season in college, they went early in the draft. Instead, he somehow lasted until the 2nd round. But how great is it to get a guy with that ability who can run it inside, run to the perimeter, and catch the football in the backfield? To be able to get him in the 2nd round, that's what I call a steal.
On 2nd and 11 now. Jackson steps away to his left. 1st down and more for Jackson. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
So from Rams territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. And now Jackson will look to throw it. Catch is made by Marquise Brown. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line.
And partner, they're locked in man coverage out left, and they end up running a crossing route. Rounded it a little bit more than a slant. And he's just going to angle himself towards the right side of the field, and that's very difficult for a defender to shadow him across all that ground.
This is caught. And in for the Ravens touchdown. Rashad Bateman, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Ravens have taken the early lead. Justin Tucker for the extra point. And the Ravens lead at 7-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach, because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board, so let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
Yeah, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd. Throwing now is Kaepernick. Trying to force it to Hopkins, and it's intercepted. It's Chuck Clark picking it off, and he will bring this back. It's a pick 6 and a Raven touchdown. And this defense looking like they have come to play the pick 6, and just like that, it's 13-0 early on.
Well, go back with me to our training camp visit. What do we hear during these drills? Pass. Ball's in the air.
And then my favorite.
Ski. That's the interception. That means everybody finds someone to block, walk them wiggly, stay on your feet, and they get it done. Touchdown.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And fresh off the pick 6, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
It all comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
It's deep in there. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. Well, a nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. To throw, it's Kaepernick. They'll set up the screen here to Akers. And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And it'll be 4th down. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. And in their own territory, needing only a few inches, they're going to line up to go for this thing on 4th down. Kaepernick's going to try to sneak it. And he'll be touched out here, but not before he does pick up the first. Probably helps your confidence level on those fourth down sneaks to have a quarterback as tall as he is.
Yeah, you're talking about being able to extend at the end and make sure the ball gets to the first down marker.
And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. The linebacker Jordan Hicks flying in there for the sack. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. They'll run a draw now with Akers. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long. Here's Kaepernick to throw. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to have to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
It takes a touchdown-saving tackle to bring him down as he goes 32 yards on the return. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Oh, wide open, complete, and all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Nico Collins. His 11th touchdown of the year. And the Ravens are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Tucker with the extra point. And that makes the score 21 to zip. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. From the end zone, here comes Brandon Powell. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. As the season winds down and you look at them in totality, you know, the offense has struggled. The defense has been pretty good, so I would imagine the changes this offseason may be more on the offensive side of the ball.
And this is where we always hear the term complementary football, because as noted, the defense has played well enough for them to win games, and the offense has held them back. So they've got to reward that defense by improving on offense. I don't know if you make a change at quarterback, running back, tight end. It doesn't matter. Get better players, better system, so they can play to the standards of the defense, and the win column will result.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. On the handoff, it's Akers. And this one will go to the 28-yard line.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
On 1st down, Akers, and not much, maybe a yard up to the 29. So, Charles, here we are, Week 17. Both of these teams playing their 16th game of the regular season. And obviously for decades, that was the full season. But as we all know, a little strange, still one more game to go next week.
Yeah, Brandon, I think we're both interested to see how things play out next week because we know their division titles and wild card spots up for grabs. So those teams, no doubt, they'll be all in. But how would you like to go in front of a team that's 3-13 and say, okay, guys.
Trying to force it to Hopkins, and it's intercepted. It's Chuck Clark picking it off, and he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line. Well, he went on the move there and started rolling out. I thought there was a window, but that window closed quickly, intercepted.
And sometimes, despite how big your arm talent is, you don't get enough on a throw when you're on the move as opposed to setting your feet and stepping into one. That may have been the case there, and the defense certainly benefited.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Jackson on the give to Dobbins. And he'll take this down for about 4 yards, down to the 15.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. Ball at a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down. So Jackson will head to the Ravens sideline, and on comes Justin Tucker for the field goal try. Tucker's kick is good, and the route is on. It's 24-0. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces them to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Kaepernick going to throw. And this is taken in by the tight end, Bryson Hopkins. And he is out of bounds right around the 34. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. From the shotgun, here's a give to Akers. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 62 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
And this is going to be intercepted. It's Chuck Clark picking it off. And the Ravens are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But I also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Now a carry for Dobbins. And he'll get this up to about the 40. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. Now a timeout called for by the defense as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Here's a give to Dobbins. After a gain of 5, they'll wind up being about a length of the football short here on 3rd down. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. They'll try to run for it with Dobbins. And he's got enough for the first across midfield to the 48. Well, they gave themselves options there on the 3rd down play. Were able to convert on that RPO.
Shows a lot of trust with the guy taking the snap, doesn't it? Because you're counting on him to make the right reads and give the ball where it's supposed to go. And he did on that play.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. On 2nd down, a run with Dobbins. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando. That's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. The first half definitely went their way, and this would seem to be a great opportunity to kind of put this game a little closer out of reach with a score here.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful opportunity for them because if they can add 7 more to their lead before the other guys even see the football, that could be the decisive blow in this game. I think that's how they're eyeing it. That's how they're approaching it.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Jackson going to keep it running right. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. It's going to be a gain of 6 on the keeper, but it leads to a 3rd down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
On 3rd down, here's Dobbins. And he'll be brought down with the first down and a late flag here, too. And he may get a few more tacked on for good measure. Now a handoff for Dobbins. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. On 2nd down, here's the option. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Well, I tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react, even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL. They're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
Jordan Fuller there to take him down. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Another run here with Dobbins. And good pressure defensively to stop him for a loss of a couple. Now there's also a flag to go with it. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Jackson going to hold on to this. And he's going to take this one across midfield and into Ram territory. He's able to call his own number for 8 that time, but it leaves him with a 3rd down. Here's Dobbins. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
Well, every now and then we have to let a cliche fly, partner. And in this case, what do they say in the NFL? Your best ability is often your availability. And this is an extremely durable kid coming out of Ohio State. Carried the ball every time they even thought about running it. Wore down defenses and able to break big runs late in games. J.K. Dobbins going to Baltimore, an absolute perfect fit.
They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Rams will be backed up deep to begin the drive as they take over 1st and 10. They'll begin on the ground with Akers. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to it. 72 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. On 1st down, they'll stay with Akers on the ground. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. They fake the give. Now Kaepernick. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hopkins. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A big play that time through the air. 39 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. And he gets stopped up at the 31 after a gain of maybe a yard. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Still 9 remaining on 2nd down. Quick throw into the hands of Pittman. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. On 3rd down, here's a run by Akers. And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. That catch good for only a couple.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
They'll run out of the gun with Akers. And they'll get him down right around the 16. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. The Rams on 3rd down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
Now Kaepernick, gotta have this one. He's gonna have his running back. It's complete. And the Rams are gonna have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Well, I'd look down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays have been successful throughout the game that have worked in the distance you need, and that's exactly what they got done.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Here's a run with Akers on 2nd down. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to set up a 3rd and goal. Akers again, and he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams.
Here we go.
Cam Akers with another touchdown, number 24 on the year. And the Rams are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. Kaepernick looking to throw for it. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Tough there. Good pass. Hit the hands. He just couldn't bring it in.
And every receiver's coach everywhere. Seeing that play, focus, focus, focus. Watch it all the way in and tuck it away.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Now, the previous drive they punted, but that was just the first time they've had to do so in this game.
And when they turn on the game film, the coaches will rant about this, right? They'll say, oh, God, we got to move the ball, guys. We can't punt the ball away. But they have to keep smiles off their faces because that's the first time in the game they've had to do so. They've moved it quite well. They'll overall be happy with what they've seen.
86 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. They'll go again with Dobbins. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And he's going to have a Ravens first down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line. Jackson running again. Down the numbers. There he goes. And Jackson going to have the first down as he will get to the ground to avoid the contact. A nice run there. He calls his own number, gets the first down, and then slides to a stop before he has to take any contact.
And that absolutely has to please this coaching staff because you know they've been drilling into his head. You're no good to us on the sidelines if you're not playing, right? If you have to be over here full-time with us, that doesn't work so well. We need you on the field, so sliding like that, they'll take that every time.
On first down, nothing opening up really on the running play. Give him maybe a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. 2nd and 9.
Just like that. Just like that. Mike 50, Mike 50. Back. 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 And report. Report.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
And that's another big-time run. And it sure looks like the leverage game is being won by the offensive line. They're the low man on just about every snap, and they're winning, pushing back the defensive front and creating great space for their runners.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Edwards now on 1st and 10. Able to fight for about 4 yards there to the 13.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get him behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. And they'll try and run the option to pick it up. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second. That's going to be their second. They'll be left with one more plus the 2-minute warning, and we'll be back. And now what the heck is this? A punt formation from the red zone? And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. Kaepernick now on first down. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Patrick Queen. And now here comes the 3rd of their timeouts defensively. So they'll be left with only the 2-minute warning to stop it from here on out. They'll run on first down. Dobbins, and he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. And they've got it in the red zone now, down at about the 19. 102 yards rushing for him here as he starts to close in now on 1,200 yards for the season. They'll try and pick it up by running the option to the right. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. They went backwards 5 yards there on third down to bring up fourth. The Ravens send their punter out now as he'll come on to kick this one away. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now. And if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one. Back to the air on second down. It's Kaepernick. Escaping the pressure right. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down. Here's 3rd and long. Kaepernick needing a big play to counteract the sack. He'll look to throw. Derek Wolfe popping in for the sack. So the final seconds tick away in this Baltimore victory. And it was a bit of a strange game. They were held scoreless through the entire second half, but their first half output, that's enough to carry them to victory.
And that's an odd game to watch, isn't it? Because when we saw the output in the first half, you think to yourself, okay, they've got something working here. They know what they're doing. They'll continue that along. But instead, it's goose eggs in the second half. Fortunately, enough of a cushion and enough defense to carry them home.
So for Baltimore, they improved to 11-5 now with 1 week remaining.